Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection lawyer. And let's talk about why do debt collectors lie about when you last paid them? And particularly in the context of they've now sued you. And so somewhere in the documentation, it could be in the lawsuit itself, or it could be kind of as you're in the middle of the case, they point out to the court and to you, they say, oh yeah, we got that $17 payment from you 3 years ago or 5 years ago or whenever it is. And you think, that's so weird. I didn't make a payment to them. And they say, well, why would we lie? Well, let's talk about that. Why would they lie? Because they do lie. I've been defending a lot of people sued by these debt collectors. And it is, I won't say it's common, but it happens pretty frequently, where they'll say, oh, well, we found this mysterious payment. And I've had it happen in the middle of trial. I've had it happen at the beginning of a case and everywhere in between. And they always make this argumentation, why would we lie? I mean, that brings down the amount that the consumer owes. Pretty good argument. Here's why they lie. Because they have missed the statute of limitations. They've sued us too late. And they go, aha, I got the answer. See, let's say the statute of limitations is 3 years or 4 years or 6 years, whatever it is. Well, they'll go back in time. So they sue you here and they'll go back in time and they'll find a payment. They'll make up a payment that would make it just within the statute of limitations. So if it's a 3-year statute of limitations, they'll say, well, 2 years and 11 months and 14 days before we sued you, you made a $23 payment. Or if it's 4 years, they go back 3, you know what I'm saying. So what do you do with that? Well, first of all, you can ask them, give me proof of that. I mean, it seems so simple, right? I mean, and this is just happening over and over and over, where we say, okay, you claim we made that payment, give us proof. And they go, well, here's our spreadsheet showing that we made the payment. I'm like, what does an Excel spreadsheet mean to me? That's worthless. Okay. Give me the proof of the payment. And they go, well, it's on the spreadsheet. I go, believe it or not, people can type in lies on spreadsheets. And of course, they're very offended by that. And so they go, okay. And I said, well, give me the proof. And they go, well, we had a check from your client, John, but we lost it. After we deposited it, we lost it. I said, well, okay. I mean, you would have recorded like the date, the bank account, maybe the check number, all that would be in your record. Oh, well, we had a new person working and he or she didn't really record that. I'm like, well, tell me what bank this supposedly came from. Oh, we can't tell, but clearly your client made the payment. I'm like, well, clearly they didn't, or you would have some proof of it. But look, if that happens, as a lawyer, this is what I do, and if you're representing yourself, this is what you do. You go back through your bank statements. Okay, so, well, which banks did I have back on February the 14th, 2000 and whatever, 16? Say, okay, I had a Wells Fargo and a Citibank account or a Chase or whatever it is. You go back through there and you look. And even though they haven't identified, usually they'll have the date and just see if you can find it. And when you don't find it and you go back to them and say, hey, I don't have any record in my bank account of this. They go, oh, well, you may have called it in and it may be listed under a different name. You're like, no, I looked for the amount. There's no amount. They go, okay, well, let's see. It wasn't a check and you didn't call it in. You must have sent it Western Union. That's what you did. You sent it Western Union. Like, well, give me the proof because you would have the records from Western Union. Oh, well, we accidentally got rid of those records. But, I mean, clearly you did it. No, clearly I did not make that payment. And then they say, well, okay, you sent us cash. And I literally stood in court one time with the collection lawyer arguing about cash. And they said, Judge, they sent us cash. I go, well, give me the envelope. I mean, it's got my client's name on it, right? They go, no, we threw the envelope away. I'm like, well, give me the note that was with the cash. Because, I mean, you got to have a note to know you got like 3 million people that you're collecting on. How do you know where that money goes to. Well, there was no note. I'm like, well, then how did you know that just $27 in cash coming in the mail applied to my client? Well, we don't know, but I mean, clearly it did. So we brought this lawsuit in time. The judge is kind of like, oh my goodness, like these people are making these arguments. And so when they say that you made a payment, I would go investigate it, look at it, see if you made that payment, particularly if you're close to a statute of limitation. Like, here's when you stop paying and we're rolling along and statute of limitation expires and they say, oh, well, you made a payment like just in the nick of time for us to sue you. Well, start looking for that. They got to know the amount. Okay, it's kind of suspicious when they don't know the amount. They don't know the date. Of course, it's suspicious when they can't provide any proof of it. And here's sort of a favorite that we see repeatedly. They go, oh, well, now this is after they lose, okay? And then you sue them. They go, well, there was a payment. It's somebody with the identical name as you, and we just got it mixed up. So, hey, no harm, no foul. So you need to just drop your lawsuit, right? We're like, no, we're not dropping our lawsuit. You sued us after a statute of limitation. That's really, really, really bad to do, okay? Now, final thing I'll say about statute of limitation, and this is in particular for Alabama, but other states may be similar. In Alabama, let's say this is the statute of limitation, and so they go past it and they haven't sued you. Well, to revive it or sort of create it again, they require more than just a payment. The law says there has to be a payment and a written agreement saying, hey, I understand about this debt. I agree to be bound by this debt. So just that mysterious $17 in cash or $27.14 or whatever they're going to claim the next time, that's not enough, okay? So you want to beat that case and then look at suing them for suing you after the statute of limitation, because that quite normally is a FDCPA, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act violation. So hope that this helps you. Just keep in mind, I don't want you to be surprised if you're sued and you're like, wait a minute, they repoed that car like 8 years ago. Why are they suing me now? Just understand they're going to come up with some argument about, oh, there was a payment. And you want to really drill down on that payment because you may have a fantastic statute of limitation defense. So what was the amount? When was it paid? How was it paid? Give me a copy of the check, the Western Union thing, the cash. Give me a copy of the note that I sent you. And it's amazing to watch these guys squirm where they're like, well, we don't really have it. But come on, it's on the spreadsheet, right? Because the spreadsheet is all powerful, apparently. So just be aware of it. Be prepared for it. And then my suggestion is fight very hard against that. Okay, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.